All right. So feel free to, guys, if you're hearing me, if you have persons you want to send something out to tell them to join on YouTube, feel free. The Uniquely Me page. All right, great. Awesome. I am seeing everything here now. Let me go back to Zoom. All right, great. All right. All right. Okay, good night, everyone. Welcome to Uniquely Me. Your girl Simone, and you know it's Thursday Night Live. So if you're over there on YouTube, I know you're coming in from all over the world, and it's always such a good thing to see you on. Like you know, on a Thursday night, we do girls talk. We talk all kinds of things. We talk money, we talk life, we talk marriage, we talk business, we talk enough things. And so tonight, I have some fabulous ladies on. I'm sure you're seeing two ladies on one. If you're seeing doubles, no, or maybe yes. But yes, they are my friends. And so we are going to be talking some matter, some, entrepreneurial business. We call it side hustle, we call it all kinds of things, but whatever it is that you call it, we have women that are doing well in the different spheres, and so they're going to be sharing tonight. So let me introduce, I have Dr. Savionne Francis. She's on from Jamaica here, girl. Hey, good to see ya. She'll tell us a little bit more about herself shortly. And then I have, thank you. And then I have Lorraine and Lorrene. So let me see if they can. I know them different now, finally. But just to help you, I'm just going to say, Lorraine, give us a hey.
Trying to unmute. Hey, are you hearing me okay?
Good, I am. And Lorrene.
Hey,
All right. Yes. Okay. So now you know them different. I'm surprised they're not dressed alike because normally they do that. So Lorraine is in the blue and Lorrene is in the yellow. So let's jump right into it. Entrepreneurship, guys. I did some research and it is said that, there has been a rise, of course, regarding women in business. The trend is going up. But more so, Dr. Savia, and I'm coming right over to you. It is said that your profession in particular, that 70% of your profession are women. But they say that unfortunately, even though it's woman dominated, more men start their side hustle or their entrepreneurship side of the business. So of course, person's probably wondering, what am I talking about? So I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself and tell us, what are you into?
Hi, everyone. Good night. My name is Dr. Savionne Francis, and I am a registered physiotherapist. So I am a doctor of physiotherapy, not medicine. Okay. And yes, majority of our physiotherapists world over are women. But as you rightly say, a lot of men, but because there are a lot of, it's majority women, you still have a lot of female entrepreneurs in the field. And I just so happen to be one of them. I'm a proud owner of Musclecraft Physiotherapy.
I think
Simone, you're muted.
You're muted, Simone.
Oh, thanks for that. All right, thanks, Savionne. I was saying that, funny enough, when I started doing my research, I didn't know that you could have entrepreneurs in that field. I thought you were, that field in particular, you're attached to an hospital or something to that effect, but we'll dig more into it shortly. Lorrene, let me go over to you. What are you into?
Hi.
And tell us a little about you.
My name is Lorraine Walker, and I am a registered nurse here in New York. That's my profession. But my side hustle or my side business with Lorraine is that I'm a certified John Maxwell speaker and coach. And together, Lorraine and I run this program, Your Confidence Matters, every month. And Lorraine will tell you a little bit more about her other side hustle. But yes, I'm a registered nurse and a speaker coach.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Lorraine. Lorraine, talk with us. Tell us who you are, because I'm sure there are a lot of persons looking on this. Say, yay, Lorraine, the banker girl. But tell us about who you are.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Simone. Thank you to our awesome other ladies, my twin and Doc. Thank you for being here, and welcome to our listeners and watchers. I am a speaker and a coach by profession now, but I have a over 20-year history in banking, operations management, and customer service management. I also delve a little bit in, of course, network marketing. That's my side hustle. I do my I Am Matters Ministries. I do positive affirmation t-shirts. And of course, I do the My Confidence Matters with Lorrene every single month, which is our conference, just empowering everyone to be confident in who God created them to be. So I'm doing a lot. I do keynote speaking and coaching, and that's my all-time favorite thing to do, to just empower and plug into people. So that's what I do.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. So ladies, listening to all three of you, you have your main job, your 9 to 5. And obviously the fields that you're all in are recognized fields, and one would say well paid and that kind of thing. Why a side hustle? Why do we need a side hustle? Why do we need to do something else other than, don't we have enough work on our hands as mothers and wives and doctor and nurse, and don't we have enough? Any one of you want to take it on?
Well, why side hustle? For me personally, personal fulfillment. It was not okay for me to just be doing one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned during the later years of my life that having multiple streams of income is paramount. And so while I have a 9 to 5, anything can happen with that. So, I mean, I think a lot of people live their lives and say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to put my all into it, and I'm not going to have a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about having a backup plan. It's about having multiple resources to draw from. So you're not caught in a place where you need something and you don't have. So that's part of my motivation. And also being a mother like myself and having 2 children, I want to motivate them, because a lot of what I do is to motivate them as well.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things in life that you can do. Life is multifaceted. And I find that I am good at more than one thing. It's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And so if God has blessed me with multiple gifts, why not spread them in the world? And why not find ways to monetize them? And that is just a few of my whys. I have several, but I'll stop now.
Yes. Doc, what do you have to say on that? Dr. Savionne, you just had a baby. Congrats again, by the way.
Thank you. Of course, we have Holy Pado already. We're tired, but we have innate gifts, and talents that have been given to us, and we should really die empty. I don't want to die full. So yes, I'm a mother. Yes, I'm a wife. Yes, I love God and I'm serving in that capacity. But there are other things that the Lord has given me other than my main job as being a physiotherapist that I really want to delve into. And as Lorraine and Lorrene said, you want to have your backup plan, right? Something else that you can pull from to take care of your family, Nowadays, we can survive on one stream of income. You need multiple streams of income. So my gift, just like these beautiful ladies, they said they speak. I haven't done the John Maxwell course as yet, but the Lord has given me a gift to speak. And I also believe that I must speak because he has given it to me. And there are certain people, demographics that he has called me to impact their lives through speaking. So of course, I'm not going to die empty. I'm not going to die full. I'm going to die empty. Give off everything he's given me to share with the world.
Awesome. Awesome. Lorraine, speak to us about, the importance of having multiple streams of income. What do you think? Should we not?
I believe if you have the capacity to, you should. They say that, I don't know if everyone's goal is to become a millionaire, but the average millionaire has 7 streams. I'm not telling everyone to have 7 streams, but I think people rely on, to a large extent, to exchange time for money. And what we want to do is to make sure that even while we're asleep, we're still earning. So you can have your 9 to 5 that is going, but you must find ways of investing and doing other things so that other streams of income are coming in. One of the things that I do that generates that income for me is multi-level marketing, that's network marketing. So I earn residual income from that. I'm also looking into writing my book now, which will come out later on this year. So those are ways that you can monetize yourself without actually having to go to another job. So it's not that you have to take on another career or do, but you can find ways of earning multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, I also do different things because I want to encourage and empower people. A lot of persons are doing a 9 to 5 and they feel stuck, that they can't do anything else. Part of what we want to do is to encourage people to explore your passion, the things that you want to do, because your passion does not just have to be only a passion. Your passion can pay you. Find a way to monetize what you do, and I would encourage anyone, just start. You have a passion, just start. People always say I talk a lot, and I can monetize that. I've now shared the stage with the likes of John Maxwell and Les Brown because I talk a lot, and these are world-renowned speakers and coaches in the world. So your gift shall make room for you. So I am encouraging everyone, just do something outside of what you're doing, because chances are you'll find that is really what you are meant to do, what you're put here for. And that's just my take on the matter.
I agree. It's funny because I was doing some research on, what are some of the side hustles that are entrepreneurial ventures that women have been embarking on. And well, in general, but mainly women. And I find that a lot of them, you have the norm, the affiliate marketing, the multi-level network marketing, the blogging, that kind of thing. But I remember in particular for me, when I realized that my 9 to 5 job the income was not enough. And when we say not enough, because I always want to clarify this so persons understand that yes, your 9 to 5 covers your fixed expenses, your mortgage, the health insurance, your car, that kind of thing. But you still want to be able, there's some other things you want to do. All of us here are parents, right? And there's some little things that we want to do with our children. We want to travel, we want to do some extra stuff. And I find that the 9 to 5 is not enough to cover all of that and to make sure that we're comfortable. So it's not about necessarily that we want to become millionaires and we want to be rich. We just really want to be comfortable. And so I remember when I went searching for what am I good at? What can I close my eyes and do? And like you said, Lorraine, searching for your passion. I hear that Dr. Savionne say, for us she want to die empty, and I remember saying to the Lord, what am I good at? And he said, I gave you a voice. And so there's several things that persons can do now. And if you go on the internet and just begin to search anything that comes to your mind, there's something out there that somebody has established a business in that already. And that's one of the things that why I decided to do these lives on a Thursday night. I want to empower our women and bring evidence to them that here is somebody else that's doing it, right? If you have the thought, here it is. But ladies, I want to find out now from you each why you ventured into the area that you ventured into. And so I'm going to go back to you, Dr. Savionne. Why did you, why physiotherapy,
Well, physiotherapy wasn't my first choice. Growing up, I always thought I was going to be either a medical doctor, and then I thought about obstetrics and gynecology. And then I remember that baby's born all hours of the day, and me sleep a little bit too much. So then I said, okay, maybe I do pediatrics because I really love children. And then I wanted to do neonatology, dealing with just the preemies. And then somewhere in sixth form, I was like, yeah, that passion for it really changed. And I went to UA, Mona, and I did pure and applied sciences first because I'm a science student, not really sure what I want to do. But one day I was walking along the corridor and there's a booth about physiotherapy, and I got interested, and I went and did the volunteer hours, did my research, did the volunteer hours, and I fell in love with it. And that is the end of the story. So I really have a passion for caring for people and wanting them to be well.
Mm-hmm.
But in physiotherapy, no, I have a different point of view. So I'm not doing the acute care. So, there's an emergency and we come and we're fixing the issues. But I'm more on the rehabilitation side of it, or depending on what's going on, we're trying to do preventative management. So I tend to spend more time with the patients than, say, the doctors or the nurses, right? You guys deal with the immediate issues, and then you send them to me to spend some time with me, depending on what the condition is. Like if it's something neuro related, they might be with me for a year plus, just working through these issues, trying to get them from one level to the next level. But over the past couple of years, I've really, so remember, I spoke about obstetrics and gynecology, and I've been venturing more into women's health, and not just straight women's health that you might think, pelvic floor rehabilitation. So anything to do with or anything that you would go to a gynecologist for, right? I've been managing those issues, but also from an oncology standpoint, because I am a lymphedema trained physiotherapist as well. So back in the day, some persons would have called lymphedema elephantitis. The limb is swollen. It's abnormal swelling. So now I'm also managing those patients. Particularly, I've been doing a lot of ladies post breast cancer, whether they had the mastectomy, they cut off the breast, whatever version of that, or even if they didn't do that, they have the radiation and the chemotherapy. And as a result of the cancer being affecting the lymph nodes under the armpit, they now have the swelling in the arm. I've been doing a lot of management of those patients. So it's not just the pelvic floor issues, post-delivery, pain with sex, so many things, endometriosis, pelvic organ prolapse, those different things. But I'm also doing the lymphedema side of it. And of course, aquatic therapy. I love water, guys. So water, a lot of times, our elderly, they might not be able to do something on land, but I put them in water and I can give them a good exercise program, as well as our women. Of course, many different issues can get help in water. So that's really what I've been doing. And I love it. So yes, I love physiotherapy in general, but I've been niching down over the years. I've been a physio for 9 years now, and my passion is really helping our women. Pelvic floor, we don't deal with those issues, especially in the Western world. I'm not just gonna say Jamaica, Western world, we kind of glide over these issues. Yes, we go and we get our pap smears and whatever, but we kind of glide over all the other issues. You have a baby, and a year later, you laugh too hard and you leak a little bit. And we just say, oh, you have to live with that. But in Europe, when a woman has a baby, they automatically get sent to a pelvic floor physiotherapist after delivery. It's mandatory. In the Western world, it's just like, oh, we have Always and Poise undergarments that you can just get shipped to you in a unmarked box and you just live with it. So I'm really excited to just try to empower women to deal with all these different issues that we're having and nobody is really paying attention to, as well as the breast cancer. People think that they just have to live with their limb so much bigger. This hand 3 times as big as the other one, you know?
Yeah.
So I really love it. That's what my passion is on my main hustle.
I thank you so much for that. I'm going to come back to you because, you know, I'm listening to you and I'm listening to all the different niche areas, you know. I want to go over to Lorraine because she's also in the medical field. And, you know, I'm happy that you women have found a way to not just get stuck behind the profession, but seeing how to, you know, to bridge it over and kind of not just build a business for yourself, but here's another way to empower our women health wise. You know, Lorraine, what says you on this? You know, you're a nurse, yes, but do you have an area that you specialize in, that kind of thing that you kind of use to bolster your talk, your talk, what do you call it, your speaker hustle?
Well, actually, I'm a nurse of radiology. I work in the radiology department where I've worked for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So I the I see a lot of patients who are coming in for diagnosis. Now, my base is that I'm a lover of people. That's it, basic. So you will find me on any given day. I'm doing something to make somebody smile because what I have found is that a lot of the patients who come to us are very scared because they're about to find out that they have a terminal illness, it might be cancer, and so on and so forth. I do a lot of we do a lot of procedures where we have to do biopsies for women who are being diagnosed with breast cancer and who have to go to surgery and so on. And we do a lot of other procedures, like we do liver biopsies, lung biopsies, kidney biopsies, and all of that. So, so all of this is geared towards diagnosis, and that's that has been my area of focus over the last few years. And the one thing that I enjoy most about being in this particular field is just my ability to be able to give back. Because the one thing that you have to know is that when a patient comes to you, they are one, they're already vulnerable because they're ill.
Yes.
But the other thing is that they're in an environment that is strange for them. And I see a lot of patients who are from all over the globe, and a lot of them speak other languages. So they may not be in their comfort zone based on the language. They have language barriers. So we have to bridge several gaps in the care that we give. So I live my life always being mindful that when a patient comes to me, I have to leave everything at home and be present. And not just being present, but based on the fact that I am a woman of God, first of all. I have the Holy Spirit with me. It's very intentional and instructional. And there are some patients who I've been led to pray with because that's just how the conversation went.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the healthcare industry, and especially in this country, America, a lot of things are very touchy. So you have to thread very lightly where certain things are concerned. So you can't bring religion per se into the workplace. But if a patient is open to having that conversation, then we can have a conversation and then I can pray with that patient. So I see women sit in my chair who are literally so freaked out about being there. And I've been able to just talk them down and just be there with them. And that's just heavenly for me, because
Yes.
I remember one day I had a patient who was admitted because she was having some issues. She was a cancer patient, and I was supposed to do an IV for her or something. And there was, in the morning during my devotion, there was a song that was just in my spirit. And I started humming the song. I was humming the song for most of the morning. And then while I saw the patient, the song just came back into my spirit, and I started humming the song. And I didn't even know she was a Christian, but it turns out she was a Christian, and she started worshiping. And I said, "Oh, thank you, God, because this is the reason you put that song in my heart, so I could bless her. So it's a very interesting. So I didn't necessarily set out to specialize in any part of nursing. I was just a general nurse. It just so happened that I've been working in radiology for the last 3 years, and there's one story I want to tell you, that there was a patient who came to us once, that the doctor was very concerned about because he had lung cancer, and we were doing a biopsy for him, and he was at risk for developing what you call a pneumothorax, which is a collapsed lung, and it could be very life-threatening for him. So doctor said to me, let's prepare for emergency. Now, I don't want to have an emergency, especially he was very old and frail. And I said, Lord, I don't want to have this. So I prayed. So all this time I'm setting him up and saying, how are you today? You're good. And all this time, while I'm touching him, I'm covering him under the blood of Jesus, and I'm praying a prayer of healing over him. And then I heard the doctor say, oh, wait, let me come back to you. And when he checked, he saw nothing on the man's lung to biopsy.
Ah, bless God.
And I'm saying, so this is a reason I do what I do.
Yeah.
Because there are stories like that about giving back to people that just moves you in ways that are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's why I do what I do.
This is beautiful to hear, because so many persons are just going through the motions with their jobs. But when we begin to see our purpose in what we're doing, it's priceless, because I'm sure the hospital can't pay you for that, It's priceless, But Lorraine, you, for as long as I've known you, we always know about your twin. And so you guys do everything together. How has, what Lorraine does and what you do, and your history in banking, how has that transitioned you into the speaking thing that you do now? What motivated you to go even with John Maxwell, I should say?
The truth of the matter is, I've always wanted to give back. I've always loved speaking, and I was in banking my whole career, as you know, and I've always been placed on stage for whatever the reason, to speak at work events. I've always organized. I've always been thrust through church and everything. And I remember one year I went to a conference, and we were supposed to do the career key test. I've never done it in my whole life, and I sat there, and everything in it, everything that I answered led me to speaking, teaching, coaching. But I'm just saying, but I'm not doing any of those things right now, outside of the little things that I would do in the context of the job, because maybe they recognize that I have a particular talent or gift to articulate or to speak. And it is that led me to what my passion is. I started to investigate, and one of my friends told me about John Maxwell, and I explored that. After I explored John Maxwell, I did the program. I started speaking on stage in front of corporate audiences, and I realized something while doing that. Everywhere I went, somebody's life changed by my words, by my speech. People started coming up to me with testimonies. People started leaving their jobs to access their real passion. It's been just such an amazing journey of when you share your story, when you speak in front of an audience, it's like you actually have the people's lives in your hands. People don't even understand the importance of taking the stage and understanding that there's so much value that people are waiting for, and there's so many persons that are waiting to be delivered from their situation by you just standing up there. And sometimes it's just your personal experience, because our stories are not ours. They are somebody else's, because we already know everything about ourselves, but our stories are to bless other people's lives. And I have found that it has been such an amazing journey to speak into the lives of people. I've spoken to thousands of people all over the globe through Zoom sessions because of COVID, and actually live on stage. And people have been tremendously blessed and delivered. How has Lorraine what Lorraine does impacted me, because COVID had taken such a toll on people's lives. And what she did, she started to do her Facebook every week, where she talks about what was happening to her. I encouraged her to do that, because I said, Lorraine, people need to know what is happening with you. And there were so many persons that were logging on to her story to hear what has been happening, because persons were just curious about COVID, about the experience. People wanted knowledge. So we started to do things together. As a result, we came together and started to do things together as a result of that. And it really has been an amazing. I wouldn't do anything else. I want to do this. I love speaking into the lives of people. I believe it is the call of God upon my life. And I enjoy it. You can pay me. If you don't pay me, I'll still speak, but you better pay me.
Oh my God. So Dr. Savionne, you are into speaking as well, because I know we've been diving a lot into, the physiotherapy side of things, but you are also a motivational speaker. What made you do that? And it, so it's so phenomenal that, there are 4 speakers here on stage as we speak, and if I know all of us well, we can talk from now till next year and don't miss a beat. But why motivational speaking, especially in light of what you do? Have you found that your what you do mainly in terms of your 9 to 5 empowers your speech or your keynote message?
Half and half. I think a part of it does. There's from to empower and definitely help them to go in a specific direction. But also, I think a lot of it is just even my life experiences, the things that the Lord has brought me through. So yes, I'm in this field and I see how life is, and as Lorrene said, it can be, you see different things happen to patients, and sometimes the Lord will just make somebody come in the office and after the first 10 minutes, I'm asking them questions about what's wrong with them. I end up knowing them whole life story, everything that wrong with them, speaking to them life, say, boy, I think that. And as she says, if they're open to it, sometimes the Lord will reveal certain things to you, and you can speak into that, and you can pray over them with that. Yes. But and you can take those things and you can help to empower people on the stage. But my personal testimony, remember what the word said, our personal testimony will overcome through that, right? The blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Yes. And each and every testimony that we have, the things that the Lord has done for us, trust me, man, there's somebody out there that need to hear your testimony. The Lord has, like, my church has life groups. We call some churches call it small groups, cell groups. So we're in small groups, 10 to 12 people studying a specific book, or like they have sermons explained. So there's a group that in the week the person goes through what the sermon was and break it down. So if you have any issues. And I remember I'm leading a life group, and a young lady just reached out to me one afternoon and said, "Oh, I want to talk to you." And when she called me and said to me, "Boy, what do you think about X situation?" I just laughed. I'm like, the Lord is too funny.
It's a setup.
Trust me, man. When I start talk to her and tell her what happened to me and how the Lord helped me to get through it, she said, "That happened to you? Like this exact same situation?" I'm like, look here. So when you go on a stage and when the Lord gives you the opportunity to speak, there is something in your life that can impact somebody. It might not be the 100 people that sit in there, because you're not necessarily the speaker for all 100 people. But there are 1, 2, 10, 20 people that you are the right person for, right? You are the right person for, and your testimony is going to help them to overcome. Right? So that is why I speak. The Lord has given me some specific circumstances to help young adults mostly, right? To navigate certain, I've been a single mother, right? How to navigate that. I have been through how career-wise, like what we want to do, and all right, it don't make sense now. But how can I find out what my passion is and work with that and run with that? I remember speaking to a group of high school students. It was a drama group, right? And their teacher was giving them awards for their excellent work at the end of the year. And she asked me to speak. And I just said, Lord, what you want me to talk about? She gave me a topic and I spun it how the Lord led me. And when I was done, 3 students thronged me and I had to give them like an hour of my life again. Sit down, go through. It's like I was doing career planning with 3 students at the end of the talk, right? Because the Lord sent me for those 3 students. So, you just have to use your testimony. Of course, discernment is very important. And knowing who the Lord has called you to talk to. Sally and Gray, I did her program. And she says, you need to know who you're supposed to be talking to. You're not meant to talk to everybody, right? So that has helped me to kind of narrow down what audience am I called to. So it's not necessarily 10-year-olds, but that young adult group, right? Coming out of high school and up to like 40, yeah, man. And we connect very well versus maybe somebody at 70 don't really want to hear much from me, So that is why I speak. I love it. It's amazing.
I like that. So niching down or knowing exactly, sort of putting a program to what you do. And so Lorrene and Lorraine, I think you both are have been able to do that. You had started the I Am Matters, and now I hear My Confidence Matters. I don't know which of you want to speak first about, what is the I Am Matters? Because I'm going here because, listen, I hear, as I listen to each of you, I realize, I don't know if you have recognized it, that God has positioned each of you with your market. So Lorrene, for instance, you know that your area, your audience are those terminally ill persons or persons with terminal illnesses, and how to speak over them, speak life into them. I don't know if this is what you call a spiritual coach or whatever it is, but there you have your market. Lorraine now is more on the, what you call it now, the confidence side, or in terms of the vibrant persons, that kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, here comes again, Dr. Savionne, you are more into those, what you call now, the young people that the Lord has positioned you with, again, as well as those, again, with illnesses and stuff, because some people are in different spheres, and we all don't reach the same people. But I like the fact that the Lord, he has a way of positioning us to go north, south, east, and west. And we all have our market, and we all don't have to feel anyway, if you understand what I mean. But there is a way now. So there are persons on YouTube listening, and guys want to say thanks again for tuning in and joining in. So we're talking about the whole matter of your side hustle, finding your purpose, and monetizing that purpose to some degree, because you may have something that you started with your 9-to-5. God forbid something happen and you've lost the 9-to-5 job, and so you have to turn to this venture. It's good, you're doing it for passion, but there's a way also that you can also earn some income from it, because it may cost you to travel, especially if you have to travel to speak. It costs you. I mean, you may have one of those, Lorraine, for instance, you want to travel overseas to speak. It costs you a plane fare, hotel fee. You have to pay someone to take care of the children while you're gone, and that kind of thing. So there is a reason to why we monetize what we have, but there's a way we can do it. And so Lorraine, I think between you and Lorraine have found a great way to do so. I love the I Am Matters. And guys, just in case you missed it, I did an interview with Lorraine. You can make sure you go and find that interview with her where she talks about the I Am Matters and that kind of thing, our own life, our own life story and how that made room for her. But talk with us about how we can package our purpose, Lorraine and Lorraine, and put it out there.
All right, let me go first. Packaging your purpose. Well, first, as Dr. Savionne was saying, you have to find out what your niche is, who your target audience is. But for me, I wanted to identify with something that was a passion of mine, my heart. I wanted people to be confident in who God created them to be, because I think when you grow up poor, impoverished, then there's a sense you'd lack confidence and people look down on people who are poor. And even though I was not willing to admit it, I felt badly about myself for many years until I met the love of Jesus and he introduced himself to me. And I realized that my identity, my true identity, is in him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sitting one day, I went to a conference and they introduced I am, that we should speak positively over ourselves. And when I wrote that statement, it spoke to me so much. I felt like that little girl that was sitting feeling ashamed of who she was birthed in that moment. And I believe God did something in me. And I woke up early one morning and my I Am Matters Ministries was birthed after 4:30 a.m. in my bathroom when the Lord spoke to me. So I branded it on shirts and I started to wear them, and people just started to ask about them. And now we have outfitted hundreds of people all over Jamaica and people in the USA, Canada, all over the globe have now latched on to it. You order your shirt, my I Am Matters Ministries, we're on Instagram, or you can go to LorraineAWNelson.com and find us and you can order your I Am shirt. You write your own positive affirmation statement and we brand it on the shirt, we print it and we give it to you. And we have a campaign where we give back. We've been in schools all over Jamaica, just empowering students and giving back to our youth as a result, because I want everyone to know that they are special, they are awesome. And my personal I Am, one of them is I am a godly, inspirational, and unstoppable Christian visionary and billionaire that leads people to reach their potential and make a difference. What you're saying is that you're saying how you see yourself, and when you speak, manifestation comes. So that's what we are coming out of that. We do Your Confidence Matters. We do a monthly, once per month, every first Saturday of every month, Your Confidence Matters. We do that together where women and men and everyone come into the room, and we have world-renowned speakers on the stage empowering them. And we also take the stage via Zoom, and we have ours coming up this Saturday at 8 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. Jamaica time. So you guys can join us. Check out our page, LorraineAWNelson.com, for that. Lorraine can say more, but that's how we do that. And if you want to speak and coach, then we use that space to invite you to our other services. So that's how we monetize that.
Awesome. I love it. Lorraine, take it away. My confidence matters.
Hey,
I love it.
Confidence matters. You know something? The truth of the matter is that My Confidence Matters was initially a Lorraine thing. But, Lorraine and I have always tried to do things together because, I've always believed that we were meant to do things together. That's why God made us twins. So based on that, so My Confidence Matters has become so very special to us. And the one thing we say when you come into the room of My Confidence Matters is to say, this is a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we break the walls down. We always give Jesus the room. That's it. That's basic. Holy Spirit, take over, because when he walks into the room,
Mm-hmm.
your life is forever changed, and that's bar none.
Yeah.
So the first thing we do, we give the Holy Spirit the room. And the one that we have coming up, Saturday coming, is a family, and we've invited one friend, but our base is in Jesus Christ, because our daddy first taught us to love Jesus Christ. And I forever love that man. He's the most humble man I know. And I could go on and on and on about my dad. But my dad, one of the things that my dad taught me before I went to a formal college and learned about servant leadership, in his simplest of terms, my dad, who was an uneducated man, said to me, in order to be a good leader, you must first learn how to serve. He said, you have to learn how to be a servant. And it stuck with me. And in my daily life, it's what I live by. And so my confidence matters became our baby. The main reason is this. We had a lot of things growing up, like we were not beautiful enough, we had dry head adassa, your head, your boarded girl, whatever they want to call it, in plain patois speaking, for all those people who do not understand the Jamaican dialect. Plain patois speaking, dry head adassa, just means that you're here dry, or it needs to be moisturized. I'm picky. The things that they called us, the things that make us fabulous now are the things that they used to call us that made us feel bad about ourselves.
Yes.
So, because there are so many women like that, we have people coming into the room that said, my father said to me, I said, who was the first person who made you feel ashamed of yourself? Mm-hmm. One lady said, my dad ripped away my confidence by shaming me. Mm-hmm. And so when we get you into the room, it's like a therapy session. I kid you not.
Yeah.
So this is how we know that this was divinely inspired, because God wants to peel away the layers of people and want to show them who they are. And the one thing we say is that, listen, you were created in God's image. And if the mighty Almighty God could say, come, let us make man in our image, and look at what he has done and what he has created, then you ought to know how very, very special you are. And if he is your father and you're a mirror image of him, can you imagine who you are? Yes. And so when you come into one of our Zoom rooms, you leave with a confidence that is not founded in the world or in the kingdoms of the world. Mm-hmm. That is founded in the foundation of the Bible, who God created you to be. And you leave that room knowing that no matter what you have done, where you have been in your life, that Jesus Christ loves you enough that he died on a cruel cross for you. Mm-hmm. And you leave there knowing that if someone can give him his life for you, then these little things around you, they do not matter as much. Wow. And that is what we tell you when you come into the room. And so you will leave that room forever changed, not because of what we say, but because of what the Bible say. And we stand on that foundation. And that's basically your confidence matters. And we don't call it confidence anymore. We call it Godfidence. Because it's based on God, the confidence that comes from God.
I love it. Well, listen.
I've said it better myself.
I'm telling you, Savionne, I don't know about you, but just listening a while ago to Lorrene, I feel like I need to be there Saturday night. So you need to tell us where it is going to be. How do we get in there? How do we get in there?
Okay.
So I can tell you that you register, go to LorraineAWNelson.com. That's my website. And when you go, you see the link, click, you'll get the Zoom registration link. And it is 8 p.m. USA time and 7 p.m. JA time. And you just come into the Zoom, you may click on the link, it takes you in. You don't need any password or anything. We want to make sure that everybody has free reign. And we'll be on stage. Myself will be on stage, Lorrene, my daughter Ashley Nelson, my sister Simone Walker, my sister Tanya, and my parents will be on stage because we have a family edition along with a friend, one of our speakers, one of our global speakers will be on stage as well. You do not want to miss it because you'll be empowered and your life will change forever, because that's what we believe God has called us to do. Yes.
Awesome. Is there a cost to being there?
No, we do this free once per month, but I'm sure when you come into the room, we'll have some offering that you can't afford to not take up. But let's just join us and see. All right.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, lady. I mean, just listening to you, we're seeing that again, your purpose, as you walk in your purpose, your God-given purpose, you are seeing ways in which the Lord gives us the power to get wealth, as the word says. And it's not, and it's, you find out when you're doing it out of passion and out of a love for God and out of the fact that you understand that God has invested something in you. You're not focused on the money. You're not focused on the different things because you're busy sowing into what God has given to you. You know, as I listen to us tonight, the word the passage that speaks about the gifts that were given. One got 4, 4, 5, and one got 1, and how they went and built on it, while the one with the 1 who should have had the easiest went and buried it. You know, but you have, and this is what I want persons to understand practically tonight, that your purpose, your side hustle, because again, I believe your side hustle ought to be your purpose and your passion. It's something that you dive into. You kind of recklessly jump off a cliff with it, right? Knowing that you can't crash. You won't crash and burn, right? But the Lord, as you move into it, the Lord gives you ideas. So like you said, Lorraine, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, the Lord gave you an idea. And guys, if you haven't seen those t-shirts, my I Am Matters, you need to go check out their page, the Instagram page, my I Am Matters, right, Lorraine?
Yes,
and
my I Am Matters Ministries on IG, you'll see them. Yeah.
Right. And it's pretty powerful. Now, Dr. Savionne, I know for you, you've been, I mean, I remember the first time I met you, the aquatic therapy has been on my mind, but guess what? I'm afraid of water. But,
no need. You don't need to be able to swim. Come.
But I want you to talk with us about what are some of the things that you do separate in terms of as a side hustle with this expertise that you have. Tell us about it. Where can persons find you? What do you offer, and that persons can take advantage of?
Okay. So of course, I offer standard physiotherapy. So physiotherapy, we are the rehabilitation specialists and the pain managers of the medical profession. All right. So it's a medical profession, guys. Doctors write a referral, and you can ask for a referral from your doctor. So sometimes, you know, you will have a backache, a ankle sprain, whatever it is. And, you know, the doctor will write your prescription and say, go and take this for 2 weeks, come back if you don't feel better. You don't have to wait on the 2 weeks. You can ask your doctor for a referral for physiotherapy. And trust me, a lot of times you don't get it that first time. You might get it 3 months, 6 months down the line, when you could have come to us long time and do much better and progress and don't never need us at 3 months in, 5 months in again, right? So you can ask your doctors for that referral. So you get referred for physiotherapy, and then you would come into us. So standard physiotherapy is those regular things that you know of. All right, I broke my hand, my elbow, my wrist, my whatever it is. And after the cast comes off, you might have joint restriction, movement restriction. You can get managed for that. There's chest physiotherapy. You have asthma, you have, and no, COVID-19, right? They're managing those patients in hospital. In other countries, in the States, for example, you hear them talk about the respiratory physiotherapy, the respiratory therapist, for example. But in Jamaica, it's a physiotherapist who are managing those COVID patients, any retained secretions in your lung, anything going on COVID wise, breathing wise, your smoke.
We lost her. She should soon be coming back up. Lorraine or Lorrene, while we're trying to get back Dr. Savionne, somebody on YouTube is asking again for the information. I'm gonna ask you to repeat. And at the same time, if either you can get a chance to go onto my page, put in the comment box the information for Saturday. They're asking for it. So
okay, so to register, LorraineAWNelson.com. That's LorraineAWNelson.com. Once you go on the line, once you go on, you'll see the registration link. You just click, you register, and you are good to go. You'll get the Zoom link. It will come into your inbox, and you can join us. It's 8 p.m. USA time, 7 p.m. Jamaica time. And Lorraine Walker Nelson on Facebook, or Lorraine Walker on Facebook. It's also on our pages. We'll place it on Instagram and Facebook. So it will be up there tomorrow into Saturday as well. So anyone who wants to. And what I generally do, I actually place the Zoom link. The actual Zoom link, I place it on there on the Saturday of the event, so people who might have a challenge can just click and join. So I will do that as well. But if you don't get to register before, but yes, that's how we do it.
Awesome. All right. So I'm hoping that they'll hear, but when you get a chance, go onto the page and just type it in there as well.
I certainly will do that.
Yeah, man. We lost you there, Doc. So we're just catching up on some stuff. So you want to continue, right? How
Yes. Satan don't want us to be great. Yeah. Right. So I was saying there's chest physiotherapy, pain management, and sports. Everybody knows about physiotherapy in sports, right? So I do standard physiotherapy, but the areas that I really pay attention to most, I niche down to, is aquatic therapy. So for example, patients with rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, any autoimmune conditions, and as a result, they have issues doing any form of exercise on land, and even pain management. Exercise is the best thing to help them with their pain, but they can't manage to do your average squats, run, push-ups, and that kind of stuff. We can do your management in water, get you exercising in water, and you are able to live better, feel better, manage your pain better, right? So that's one arm. And of course, say you are trying to rehab your ankle, your sprains, your strains, your back pains, and so on. And some of the conditions, you can't go ahead and just start exercising immediately. But we can put you in water and start your management earlier in water because gravity is eliminated. So the water is an excellent place for rehabilitation, pain management, exercise, depending on the population. And then now, as I said earlier, there's pelvic floor management. My baby, I love it so much. So women with endometriosis, those who are having blocked fallopian tubes and are trying to get pregnant, right? Pain with sex. That's a big issue for a lot of women, and we don't get help in those areas. Some women can't even, they're married and they're not able to have sex with their partner because of trauma back in the day. And as a result, they need help. So there are lots of different conditions with the pelvic floor that can be managed and are not being managed. Leaking, all right, you're leaking urine, you laugh, you smell, you cough, you sneeze, you're leaking urine. That's something that we can help you with. You just need to come and see the right physiotherapist. There are just a few of us who do pelvic floor. And again, lymphedema, right? Women who have breast cancers, and not just women, you can have lymphedema for different reasons, right? Because you can have it in the limbs, the legs. You see a lot of persons around with the one leg is extremely swollen and the other one is normal. More than likely, that person is a lymphedema patient, more than likely. And it's something that can be managed. So that's another area that I do manage. So if you need help, you know how to find me. Musclecraft Physiotherapy. Musclecraft Physiotherapy on Facebook or Instagram. Just send me a message and we can get you some help. So right now, as you said earlier, I just had a baby, so I'm not doing face-to-face sessions right now because I'm on maternity leave. I'm doing some telemedicine. So depending on the condition, I can manage you via Zoom. But in September, when I start up back again, my office is at the University of the West Indies Mona campus, not the hospital, in the Medical Sciences building, and of course by appointment. And I have an office in Portmore. So Musclecraft Physiotherapy, Instagram and Facebook. The numbers are there, so you can click contact and you can get a call to me. You can send me a message via those, and you'll get through to me.
Awesome. Ladies, let me tell you, I had so much fun tonight. I had so much fun talking with you all tonight. And I mean, for me, I'm literally getting a better understanding that our gifts can make room for us, right? And I don't know if it's age or what, but we're all still looking nice and young and bright and fresh and clean, you know what I mean? And discovering that, you know, we don't just have
That's
to
the
get
glory of the Lord, Simone.
exactly. So we don't have to feel stuck in our 9 to 5, right? There's so much more that we can be doing and enjoying it. And I mean, guys, on Facebook and stuff, you can is somebody wrote on Facebook on YouTube, is Lorraine and Lorraine related? Seriously? They're twins, guys. Oh Lord. So yes, like I was saying, so we're discovering that there's so much more that we can be doing with ourselves, and we can do it and have fun, right? And the thing about it too is that our side hustles or our gifts, they don't just creep up on us. We actually see them. They're coming. If we check back, look back at our childhood, we'd see some of these things coming out. You know, if you used to even do, like for instance, you practicing on your dolly to do all your stuff. Lorraine and Lorraine, I can imagine them doing their own little talk thing. You know, back in the say Lorraine confirming. You know, so there's something that we're all good at. I mean, I tell persons of now, like I have 14 books, but I'm looking back at what I used to love doing in school. And I realized what I used to love is composition. I used to love composition. A day at the beach. What did I do for my holiday? That kind of thing. I used to love the whole writing thing. So now I'm recognizing that it didn't just creep up on me. You know, so our gifts don't just creep up on us. They were there. The moment God initiated us coming to the earth, He invested gifts and talents in us. And so we don't have to, it's just a matter that, again, for some of us, it needs to be unhurted. And so I thank God for platforms like these and women like yourselves that are brave enough to have, you know, I call it jumping off the cliff and take on the leap and are pursuing your God-given purpose and gifts. And so I want to thank you again, ladies, for coming on. Those who are listening, I want you to really literally reach out, follow these ladies. They're all over the world. So Lorrene is in New York, right? Lorrene? New York.
Yes, I'm in New York.
Awesome.
And you can find me on Instagram at I am Nurse Lore.
Right. And you, I checked today and I noticed I don't see any motivational speech on there. Those little lives that you do, please
for the
go
past
back
few weeks. Yes, I took a little break because I needed a little R&R for myself. But don't worry, I'll be coming back. I'll be coming back very soon. Yes.
So you see, you never know that I was watching, huh?
Yeah.
So guys, like she said, I'm Nurse Lore. Please go follow her over on Instagram. Lorraine, you are over on Instagram as My I Am Matters. And
I Am Matters Ministries and at Walker Nelson Lorraine.
Right. Following those. And Musclecraft, right? Dr. Savionne, Musclecraft.
Yes, and your personal page is Dr. Savionne Francis.
Right. So lots of inspirational things. Let me see. This person said, thank you for this, Simone. Okay. All right. So another person said, thanks, ladies. Such amazing conversation. So persons have been watching on YouTube. And the good thing is that this will be up and there. So every now and again, go on and check to see if you see anybody put anything there and just make your notes and that kind of thing. And when they come, guys, those of you who are watching, when you go over to Lorrene or Musclecraft, tell them Simone send you over there.
Simone send you come.
All right. So I wish you all the best, ladies, in what you're doing. I'm definitely going to try to stop in that room Saturday night, Lorraine and Lorrene. I have a feeling it's going to be lit. I literally can feel like it's going to be lit. You know, that my confidence, my God, what's called my God confidence, right?
My Godfidence.
Godfidence.
Godfidence. Godfidence.
I like it. All right, so Dr. Savionne, I'm sure baby must be wondering, why are you taking so long to come back to her?
I know, right?
Yeah, so we're not going to hold you much longer. Thank you again, ladies, for tuning in.
Thank you so much for having us, Simone.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having us, Simone. God bless you. God bless this program.
Ladies.
Wish you all the best.
It was nice to
Bye,
meet you.
Doc. We'll definitely be checking you out, Dr. Savionne. Your talk was so inspirational and informative. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, just
Good
before we
job.
go, just for our guests, just reminding everyone that the period poverty campaign still continues. We are short a little, we're need about 200 more packs of pads to reach our 1,000. I'm going to continue the campaign until the 15th of July. Thereafter, we're going to close and do our handing over. And then we'll see, because a number of persons have been reaching out and say, hey, will this continue? And of course, guys, you know that on Saturday night at 7:30, Uniquely Me, we have another episode coming up. Season 4 is wrapping up, guys, and I can tell you right off the bat, season 5 is looking good already. So if you've not yet subscribed, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, right? You're following us over here on Instagram, and just stay tuned. Every Thursday night we come, and every Saturday night we come, and you never know when we might just pop up somewhere again. So again, I want to say thank you. Thanks for the support, and make sure you go show my guests some love. Bye, guys. This is it.
Bye.
Take care.